These are the best comic book movies from each year, part 2, so let's get into it. What's up guys, welcome back to Superhero Legacy. My name is Liam, and in today's video, I'm going to be picking up where I left off in the last video where I was telling you my favorite comic book movies from each year, starting from 2000 and working my way up to 2024. Without further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. 2017 was a great year for comic book films. We got Lego Batman, which a lot of people unironically really liked. We also got an animated movie called Justice League Dark, which featured the mystical side of the DC universe, and it was great. We also got the release of Wonder Woman, which many people believe to be one of the best DCEU movies. 2017 was also a big year for the MCU because we got Spider-Man Homecoming, which I'm a big fan of, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I think is a worthy sequel, and of course Thor Ragnarok, which was phenomenal. But all of these films don't even come close to the heights of Logan, which is in my opinion the best comic book film ever made. In 2018 we got another DC animated movie called The Death of Superman, which was a great adaptation to the Death of Superman comic, and it was really well done. We also got the release of Deadpool 2, which wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still deserving. We got Aquaman, which is actually in my top 3 DCEU movies. Black Panther also came out, which is definitely a top tier superhero movie, but at the end of the day, the two best films of 2018, which it really comes down to, are Avengers Infinity War and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I don't want to have to choose between these two incredible movies, but if one has to go, I hate to do it, but Into the Spider-Verse is out. I just can't get rid of Infinity War, it was too great. In 2019, we got Shazam, which was pretty good. We also had Spider-Man Far From Home, which gave us one of the best MCU villains with Mysterio. But those two movies don't compare to Joker, which was an incredible film that explored the psychological development of the Joker, and it was absolutely magnificent. But it'd be criminal to not give number 1 to Avengers Endgame, which was a once-in-a-lifetime euphoric cinematic experience and a worthy conclusion to the Infinity Saga. 2020 was the year that COVID hit, so we didn't get very many comic book films, but we still got Birds of Prey, which was a solid installment into the DCEU. But the movie I'm going to give number 1 to is a movie that in my opinion is one of the best DC movies ever made, and a movie that I don't think people talk about enough, and that's Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. This was the grand finale of the DC animated movie universe, which was great, but this movie in particular was absolutely fantastic. The movie took a direction I never thought it would go, and by the end of it I was utterly speechless. Moving right along into 2021, we had Shang-Chi, which was definitely one of the better post-Endgame MCU films, and we also had Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League, which was a million times better than the original cut. But one movie that I think is better than both of these is James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, which is for me the best film of the DCEU. But even it doesn't win because at the very end of 2021, we were gifted with Spider-Man No Way Home, which was an absolute dream come true for Spider-Man fans. For 2022, I'm going to give it to Morbius. Psych, it's not Morbius because the real winner is Thor Love and Thunder. Also psych. Okay, 2022 had its fair share of disappointments, but we did get some great things. One of which was the Werewolf by Night short film, which I think was better than every Marvel Disney Plus show. We also had the release of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which was a beautiful tribute to Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace king. But y'all already know that the trophy goes to The Batman. An absolute stunning movie with a great performance by Robert Pattinson, a terrifyingly realistic villain in the Riddler, and an accurate representation of Gotham City which felt immersive. In 2023 we had a lot of comic book movies, but the two standouts for me were Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Both of them were incredible, but I gotta go with Across the Spider-Verse. There's not much that hasn't been said about this movie. It was just awesome in every sense of the word, and it is my favorite Spider-Man film. We finally get to 2024, which is of course this year, and I know it's not even close to being done, but my prediction for the best comic book film of 2024 is of course Deadpool and Wolverine. I really don't see any other movie coming close to it unless you want to go with Madam Web. Before I end this video, I do want to make another prediction for the best comic book film of 2025. I have faith that James Gunn's Superman film will be the best of 2025. He hasn't failed us yet, and there's no reason to think he will with Superman. But with all that said, these are my favorite comic book movies from each year, so let's go through it one more time. For pre-2000, I have Batman Mask of the Phantasm. For 2000, I have Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. For 2001, there were no comic book movies. For 2002, I have Spider-Man. For 2003, I have X2. 2. For 2004, I have Spider-Man 2. For 2005, I have Batman Begins. For 2006, I have X-Men The Last Stand. For 2007, I have Spider-Man 3. For 2008, I have The Dark Knight. For 2009, I have Watchmen. For 2010, I have Batman Under the Red Hood. For 2011, I have Thor. For 2012, I have Avengers. For 2013, I have Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox. For 2014, I have Guardians of the Galaxy. For 2015, I have Avengers Age of Ultron. For 2016, I have Captain America Civil War. For 2017, I have Logan. For 2018, I have Avengers Infinity War. For 2019, I have Avengers Endgame. For 2020, I have Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. For 2021, I have Spider-Man No Way Home. For 2022, I have The Batman. For 2023, I have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. For 2024, I predict Deadpool and Wolverine. And finally, for 2025, I predict Superman. But that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I'd love to know what your picks are for the best comic book movies from each year, but for now, peace. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Please like and subscribe for more superhero content and share your thoughts on my picks for the best comic book films from each year down in the comments below. You can check out some of my other videos right over here, but for now, thank you so much for watching and stay super.